Good morning. My name is Nafim, and today I'm going to help you a little bit about some of the writing tips that I think can help you to achieve better writing outcomes for IELTS so that you can have a better IELTS result. Usually in an IELTS writing for task 2, you only have about 250 words to write what you're trying to say, and it is quite different with the type of essay that you usually write at university. Because at university you can write about 1,000 words or maybe sometimes at least 600 words. But in IELTS writing you have to cut down and make it into 250 words. So for the body, usually you have to have at least 3 main points to illustrate what you're trying to say or what you're trying to argue for. So in the body, each paragraph in the body should follow a structure that we usually say PEER or P-E-E-R. So what exactly is that? So each paragraph in the body of your essay should follow this structure. It means the maximum amount of sentences that you should write in one paragraph should be only 4, or in the worst case, 5 sentences. If you write longer than that, you will not have enough time to finish your IELTS essay within 40 minutes for task 2. So for the PEER structure, what exactly does that mean? So the first sentence you should write in your paragraph is your point. In some book, they also say it's a topic sentence or your point. Your point should be short. They should use simple structure, a little bit abstract concept. Don't be so detailed. Don't go into detail. Don't go into any explanation. Don't give any example and don't give any reason. You just mention a very general concept in your first sentence, the point. So for example, in this case, you say data collection can violate the right to privacy. So this is your point that you're trying to demonstrate. The next sentence in your paragraph is the explanation sentence. In this sentence, you can use a complex sentence structure. A complex sentence means you should have 2 clauses in the sentence. You can use the structure to explain. You can use an if clause, or you can use a adverb clause of time. For example, in this sentence, you explained what does that mean by data collection can violate the right to privacy. You give an explanation. When a data about a person is collected and stored in a computer, then it is open to misuse. So this sentence, the explanation, this explanation sentence, the job of this sentence is to explain further the point that you had to say earlier. So the strategy is you try to write a very abstract concept in the point, because the more abstract this point is, the easier for you to go into the explanation. If you talk and you explain so much the point at the beginning, you have nothing else to explain here. The important thing is, explanation is not an example. Explanation is something you actually use your ration to argue and to explain the point. But it's not an example. There should not be any name, any real information, any real example here. The third sentence, you should use either example. So the example is used to explain or to illustrate the explanation sentence. Because when you say this sentence is maybe a little bit vague and very hard to understand sometimes. So how can you, because when you have a concept here, open to misuse, and people don't quite understand what does that mean by open to misuse. Here you give an example, what does that mean by open to misuse? The example is, for example, the information may be sold to unauthorized persons such as credit agencies or insurance companies. So this is an example from real life to show that this is a case of open to misuse, and the example must be related to both explanation and the point. So you see this example explains that the data is open to misuse and the data can be a violation of the right to privacy. One of the very common mistakes that a lot of students do is they give an example that links to the explanation without any linking or without any relationship to the point. And for that kind of writing, you may be penalized very heavily. So be careful of that. The last sentence is a review, and this is usually optional. So the review sentence means you either summarize the whole paragraph or you introduce a little bit further to the second paragraph. For the review sentence, I repeat again, it is optional. It means if you don't have enough time or you don't feel that you are very comfortable writing that, you have the right not to write it. So for one paragraph in an IELTS essay task 2, the most important thing is you must have at least a point, explanation and example. Don't try to write too long because you may run into many grammatical mistakes. You may get out of the point and you may make a lot of mistakes, instructor mistakes. So this is all I want to say for today to review for the peer paragraph, and I see you next time when I explain more about introduction as well as the body. Thank you and goodbye.